So total print on demand cost, drum roll please. Making $1,000 a day with print on demand on a marketplace may sound pretty nice, but this one's gonna hurt a whole lot of feelings. The gurus are not gonna like this video when I expose these gross sales numbers and hop into the profit numbers. So let's go ahead and dive into it. $1,000 a day may sound nice in hindsight, all print on demand, and I can really show you the profit, and it'll be easier for me to show it to you because it was all t-shirts. That way it's not too much work on my end. But let's go ahead and dive into it. So down here, we have a few of the sales and whatnot. So I went ahead and copied all the numbers over to an Excel sheet so I could break it down to you. But let's go ahead and dive in how you can get sales just like this each and every single day, right? So the process is really simple. There's really two ways to do things. You can have a team do it or you can have yourself do it. Most likely if you're watching this, it's probably just you. So let's go ahead and dive into a quick way of how I can scale up fairly quickly by myself. So a really easy way to do this if you're a complete beginner and completely new. So you're just gonna hop on here, click on product analytics. This is a tool called Everbee. It's just gonna scrape all the products on the screen. You can dive deeper if you're truly trying to build out your store a whole lot more. But during this time, you just wanna go a little bit more quick, especially during this time of the season. You wanna be able to capture some sales quickly, especially if you're a true beginner. You don't really have time to sit here and understand the whole process of building out a true Etsy business, right? You just wanna get some quick sales. So you sort it by sales. As you can see, this right here is getting $50,000 sales a month. Yeah, one that's getting $22,000 sales a month and so on. So all I would do is click on Nurse Christmas sweatshirt. I go ahead and dive into it. Okay, this one right here doesn't look like a design that I could create very easily or quickly. So what I would do is take, did you try icing it shirt? I'm gonna take that over here and type in SVG. And then here I have the exact SVG file. So all I have to do is download this one for $1, throw it onto a mockup, and then put it up for sale. Go back to the listing, check out some keywords that aren't as competitive. So we have something like this one that has a lot of volume, but not too much competition. Nursing student. So, you know, pretty much leverage all these keywords that's in the middle and then move on to the next one. If you really want to go crazy and try to rank up and see if one of your listings can really go crazy, download this one right here and go ahead and copy each and every single one to a design listing on Printify. So if you're on Printify and you want to list like 20 of these gingerbread different style designs up really quickly, all I would do is go on Printify, set up your first listing. That's going to be the one that takes up the most time, but it's really easy to duplicate this same listing over and over, but changing the design. So once you have your listing up right here, your gingerbread listing, all you would do is click this little duplicate button right here and go edit the design, change the design, and then hit publish again. And then all of a sudden you have a whole nother listing up within less than 2 minutes. And the reason why you're doing that is because at the end of the day, this is a game of volume. And the more listings you have, if you have it set up properly, the more chances you have of actually being seen. And then you're taking advantage of an actual product that is getting a high search volume, and then maybe they don't like the same design that everyone else has, but now you have 20 different design options of those keywords that are being searched up. Did you try icing it? They have several different ones to look at, and then a different one might get ranked a whole lot better than the original one that everyone is buying. So in a sense, it is a little bit of a game of luck, but you have to be putting in the work to actually get lucky. Now, not to get deep, but there are other things that makes an actual listing convert. You gotta put the right pricing, make sure your shipping is good, have your sales urgency, and so on. So that's a quick way to do it, but it is a little bit more competitive. Sometimes you probably won't ever get ranked to the first page. But one other thing is having the lowest pricing, and some customers come on here and they just shop by lowest price. So that's your second option when it comes to that. Now let's say if I find another design that is selling really well and I can't find the SVG for it, in that case you'll have to create the design, and something like Kittl could help you out because they have templates so that you can move a whole lot faster. So I'm gonna come in here and just type in Christmas. And here we have multiple different types of Christmas designs, and then you can pretty much go in here. Let me show you how easy it is. And create the same design. But now this time it's not an exact SVG that will be a whole lot more competitive. This one right here will end up being your own design and not something that someone else can easily make. Of course, there are other sellers and creators that know how to use Kittl as well, but it won't always be exactly the same. It will just be somewhat similar. So right here is how you can create a design that will maybe have have a higher chance of actually getting ranked because your design is more unique, but it's still based off of the same phrases that people are looking for. And then all you have to do is apply something that's a little bit more different. Also, not to get too deep, once again, watch out for copyrights, trademarks. You can always go to uspto.gov and search up the text that you are creating before you go ahead and design it. But if you're new and you're just trying to get in on some of this holiday season sales and you're trying to get to it really quickly, this is how you dive deep really fast, pretty much creating designs as quick as you can and then just duplicating listings and clicking edit on a design. That way your print-on-demand listing gets published really quick. Just set up one good listing and always hit that duplicate button. That way it's super fast. Also, if you're new to Etsy, a lot of you guys are always talking about, oh, I don't like selling on there because the fees are so high and you want to start your own store. If you do want to sell on your own store, like your own Shopify store, you probably want to do this right now because you're going to be thinking really long term. Go ahead and include some package inserts. They're 10 cents each with the Printify premium plan. And if you want that plan for 30 days, you can use my code HUSTLENINJAS with no space in between, HUSTLENINJAS, and you get access to it for 30 days. And then in these package inserts, go ahead and include your website, your branding, so that when they get the package, they remember to go directly back to your own website. Alright, so let's go ahead and break it down. So we have 63 units, $1,160.33. Ooh, that sounds nice for a day, right? But let's go ahead and dive into it. Alright, so total listing fees, because it costs 20 cents to renew each listing. Every time a listing is sold, it has to be renewed. Unless you don't want it to auto renew, but I don't know why you wouldn't want it to do that, because if something sold, you wanted to sell again, you wanted to go back on the marketplace, right? So 63 units times 20 cents, you get $12.60 right there. And then you have total transaction fees. On average, I typically see around like 8-9% from my experience, 6.5% per transaction. That's their transaction fees. And then you also have to pay 12 to 15% in offsite ads. So 15% if you're completely new and making less than $10,000, 12% if you're making over $10,000. With offsite ads, what Etsy does is promote your listings on platforms like Google and Bing and so on. So you're pretty much paying this advertising fee that you can't opt out of onto these other platforms. So you are bringing in additional sales from that end. However, that's not always the case. A lot of the times I do see sales directly on Etsy's platform. So with that being said, total transaction fees is $92.83. And then right here, we have the really total large expense cost, which is our print-on-demand cost. So on average, you're looking at around $13.23 shipped with the Bella Canvas t-shirt. This does range depending on your supplier and so on. But if you do want to get down this low, make sure you have that Printify premium plan. Of course, like I said earlier, if you want 30 days free access to that Printify premium plan, it'll bring your cost down quite a bit. Type in Hustle Ninjas whenever you sign up, or you can attach it to your Printify account right now. All you have to do is click on wallet, payments, scroll down to the bottom and click on coupons and type in Hustle Ninjas. And then also, you don't want to pay taxes on these products because you are selling it to another end customer. You only pay taxes on products where you are the end customer. So you do want to make sure you have a resale certificate. You can sign up for this on your state website. So make sure you have this, that way you're not paying taxes on the products. So total print on demand cost, drum roll please, $833.49. And then we did spend a little bit on Etsy ads yesterday. It ended up being around $49, even though we have it set up to $100. It doesn't always blow through the entire thing. Total expenses, negative $987.92. Now our total net, all we have to do is take this number right here and add it with this number right here, and we get $172.41, which is not the greatest in the world. I have a lot to say about that. $172 net per day isn't even 6 figures a year, which is crazy, right? Crazy. Now, I do have a lot to say. So if you've seen in my previous videos, we used to print everything in-house, but now I am a lot more comfortable doing something like print on demand. Don't have too much of an overhead now. I'm not paying my team to do it. We don't have to turn on the air conditioner in that hot ass warehouse. There's a lot of different things. Another thing is that this Etsy shop right here just only holds t-shirts. So profit margin isn't the greatest, but we do get a lot of volume in the actual t-shirts itself. Now in some of our other shops that has the candles and the ornaments and all of those things has a much higher profit margin. So I wanted to do this one because a lot of you guys said t-shirts are competitive, and yes, it is true. So there you have it, total net $172.41. Let me know, what do you think? Was this video helpful for you? If so, I can put out more videos just like this. Comment, like, subscribe. I'm gonna see you on the next one.